So thank you so much for coming here today. I think you know there's differences because, a year and a half ago when I came to Augusta, you all warned me about this guy called John Barrow. And I knew that he had been a congressman, and I understand that he's a very formidable candidate. He puts forward a lot of effort. But here's what you know and I know, and you just need to spread the message. In 2006, he voted against the Federal Election Integrity Act, and the cornerstone of that bill was photo ID. And so us that are legislators, we understand that a bill can have lots of stuff in it, but at the end of the day, there's kind of like a major point of a bill, and the major point of that bill was photo ID, and he voted against it. Now he says he favors photo ID. But what's really interesting, 5 years later, he wrote a letter to with 196 other congressmen, to every Secretary of State. And what it said is he opposed voter identification. And so we know he doesn't like photo ID. But what's happened is he finally realizes that, did you know, there's actually a lot of Democrats, the majority of Democrats support photo ID. And I think almost every single Republican does, because you understand that's one of the ways that we guard the front of the door. And the other way is we update the voter rolls. And I'll make sure that they stay clean, fresh, and accurate. So that's really important. And so we just have a few days left to go. Who here has already voted early? Can I get it? Wow, excellent, excellent. Now all of you that haven't, don't forget, please. Or come back Tuesday, but don't say, it's nice, it's warming up again. That's nice. I was afraid we'd have a snowstorm. But you have no excuses other than, rain. But we don't use that as our excuse. The other party uses that as an excuse. We show up. So please come on out, make sure you vote. But also, who here have some friends? Can you phone a friend? 5, 10, call them out, make sure. And who here, where's that lady? 50,000 calls?
Oh, Eileen. Eileen, raise your hand.
Did I have the right number?
Yeah, it's 50,000.
50,000?
Now, there's a bunch of my volunteers in here, so,
And that's
all done doors and dials for you.
And that's what elections are all about. When you're running at the state level or city council level like I've done, it's knocking on doors and canvassing folks, and then having your friends call, and then having other folks go out with you. When you run statewide, it's different things. It's getting a bus like that that's a little ostentatious, I agree. But hey, at least now everyone that we've passed today understands it's a runoff next Tuesday. But when you make 50,000 calls and you have all this other group of people, volunteers, giving up your time to do that, I'm very grateful for that. But it also
did it in Blue Country too.
Fantastic.
She was in Oregon calling for you.
It's okay. As long as you don't call into Blue Country. When you first said that, I thought, don't tell them. We don't need to get them. Well, I don't have much else to say, just to let you know how I'm grateful for you. You know what's at stake. Now, when we were in Forsyth County Monday night, you'll love this story. We served with a fellow in the State House. His name is Jeff Duncan. And I will share this because it's a great story. Because his new chief of policy is a fellow I also served in the House with. His name's Mike Dudgeon. And Mike Dudgeon has a double E from Georgia Tech. He was really, really smart. And he had this thing called Bill Compare, or Vote Compare. And you'd see who you voted the closest to. And I voted the closest to a fellow named Jeff Duncan, then Sam Teasley, and a couple other folks. And so Jeff Duncan always said that he showed me what to do. But we had this meeting Monday night, and this fellow got up and said this, so I didn't say this. So don't misrepresent what I'm saying here now, just to get me in trouble. This person said, this is the second most important office. And then Jeff Duncan said, gee, I should have run for Secretary of State. It was a fun moment. And they're all important. Attorney General, having Chris Carr there, absolutely, that's important. But Secretary of State, when we are talking about having election integrity, making sure that we have guardrails set, making sure that only lawful Georgia voters are voting, making sure we update voting machines, we get it right. See, John Barrow, he said he wants to have voting machines that are hand-marked paper ballot. But you know what that means? When it's hand-marked, what if you actually said we're going to use pens? And all of a sudden the ink runs out. Well, someone says, well, I'll just grab some pencils. Every pencil I've ever seen has an eraser on the other end. And so when you do it with electronic marking, very similar technology, but now it's electronically marked, it can't get changed. And so my job is to make sure when that vote leaves your hand, leaves your hand, leaves your hand, it can't be changed. So then you go ahead and put it in the optical scanner, it's counted, drops into a box. We now have also something for recounts. We also know that your vote's not going to change. And that's key for voter integrity. So this is an important office because it's all about maintaining the most priceless thing we have, and that's your right to vote. So thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you for your support. And